Hi everybody, Donna Irvin here, back with you today for my Big Tip Friday. And on this video, I'm going to be discussing with you 8 tips of wisdom for new entrepreneurs, people just starting out. And this is kind of wisdom that I have learned over the years, also my mentors. It's kind of a combination of all the above. So let's get started. We all know is if you're just starting out as an entrepreneur, sometimes it can be really scary, it can be exciting, it can be exhilarating, and also it can be just flat out stressful, especially if you're not knowing what to do, you don't know how to start, you don't have a plan of action. It can really go crazy if you're not sure where you need to start. And that's kind of how I started, I have to admit. When I first started, I really did not know what I was doing, and I had to learn a lot of the steps the hard way. And sometimes we all have to go through that. We do have to learn the hard way. But my number one tip for you today is believe in yourself. That is the first thing that I think is the most important out of all the stuff that you've probably heard, different tips, different points of view from everybody. Is I think that tops all of it, is believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself and you don't think that you can be an entrepreneur, especially if you come from the corporate world and you go into entrepreneurship, if you don't believe that, you are going to have more excuses, and that is going to stop you from moving forward in any aspect. So that, I feel, is very important. By believing in yourself, it's going to get you through challenges, it's going to get you through obstacles, and believe me, you will have them, because that is life. It's not a perfect road to success. It never has been, and it never will be. So you need to be prepared to that. Number 2, it really is, you want to have a vision for yourself. And I have said this before in my previous videos. You got to have a vision, you've got to have a why for what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing and you have no clue where you're headed or why you're even headed there, you're going to come upon a quick stop. As soon as you hit the first bump in the road, you're just going to go everywhere, and your chances of quitting is going to be really high. So you have to have a vision, and I think that's really a great, that can fall into number 1, but really, it's way up there. You must know where you're going, or otherwise your business is just going to fall flat, and you will fall flat, and you don't want to have that. Kind of a personal story for myself. When I first started out as an entrepreneur, I really just wanted to make money. Okay, and I'm honest. I will honestly say that to you guys. When I first started out, it was in an MLM company. I did air purification. I did it locally in my own state. And I also did stuff outside of just the United States. I did outside of that. I called leads, and I did all that great stuff, you know. And it's good. It's all good stuff. It was a great learning experience for me. But I was just after the money. That's all I wanted. I wanted to sell, and just get money for it. Okay, I wasn't thinking about the vision. I wasn't thinking about what really the needs are of others. I would cover that, you know, I would cover the benefits and everything that help people with allergies and all that stuff, but I really didn't, in my heart, I did not have the vision. So that is the biggest mistake I have ever made, and I have to say that, but it was also a learning experience, because now I have a vision for what I want to do. I know it's not about the money. The money will come. If you're very passionate about what you do and you really want to help somebody else, that money will come all on its own accord, because you are passionate and you are longing to do this. It's in your heart. And that is the biggest problem that many entrepreneurs have in the beginning. It is not in their heart. It is all about the dollar signs. And if you start out like that, like I did, I will guarantee you right now, it's going to be a long, hard road for you. And I am not saying this to be mean. I'm not saying this to put you down. I am being raw and honest with you. If you start out thinking about a paycheck and the money, you will fail, okay? And you will have a long, hard road of many challenges and many obstacles until you realize that it's not about the money, guys. It isn't. Yes, it's great. It's great to have that income. I mean, we all start because we want to have that freedom of having our own business. We want to have that freedom of being able to do what we want when we want without having to worry about finances. I know that is a big factor, but don't make it your number one factor, okay? Please. And number 3 is I would want to suggest to everybody that I have learned to be open-minded. You've probably heard me in before, a fixed mindset versus a very growth mindset. And there is a big difference. A fixed mindset is somebody who says, okay, this is how it is. I'm supposed to be working a job. This is how it is. This is the way life is. You can't change it. It is what it is. Oh, well. Okay, that right there is a fixed mindset. You just don't, by saying that and by acting on that, you're just telling yourself that life is what it is. I can't change it. I'm going to sit here and take my circumstances the way they are because that's just the way it is. No, it's not just the way it is, guys. We are taught as a society, we are taught as little children growing up that there is one way to do things and that is the only way and the right way, and then you're just leading someone down the same path as they've been down many times with society, running with the followers, okay? And I'm not saying if you are comfortable in your job, okay, if you like your job, that is great. I am not by any means, I am not putting anyone down for that, okay? If that's what you love to do and that is your passion, that is great. That's where you need to be. But for most people, they hate their job. They don't like it. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have the freedom that they want. And those are the type of people that come into, come into entrepreneurship thinking about, oh, I want all this stuff. But guys, you've got to work for it. That is the big key. So be open-minded. Take all the learning in, all the knowledge that your mentors will teach you, anything you can get your hands on to keep learning, keep growing, and that is where you're going to start stepping up as an entrepreneur, and you're going to stop being part of the followers, and you're going to start being a leader, okay? So that's where you want to head. That's the road that you definitely want to take. And another one I would suggest, my number 5 tip is this is a huge one. And I want to think that most people have gone through this when they make that switch and they want to become an entrepreneur, is the shiny object syndrome. And you probably heard me talk about this before. I'm sure you've heard it many times before by other entrepreneurs, other people in the industry, is they will talk about the shiny object syndrome. And I got caught up in that so bad. It wasn't even funny. I mean, I look back on it now, and yes, it was a big mistake, but it was a big learning curve for me. Like I said, I wanted to get into something. I wanted to start making money. This, that, and the other thing. And I would stay with an opportunity for a short period of time. And if that didn't work, I'd find something else shiny on the internet. I'd go, ooh, this person's making a lot of money. Oh my gosh, I need to get into this. I sign up for it. I get all the information. I'm all excited. The excitement level is high, and I'm like, I can do this. I start working it, and a month or so later, or a week or two later, where's my paycheck? Where's my money? And then I would get let down on that. And it's not that these opportunities didn't work. They did, but I didn't give it the time or the resources it needed to do its job and work for me. So I would do that for a short period of time, get bored with that. I'd go to another opportunity I'd find and get all excited about it and go, oh, this is it. And really, it was just the adrenaline rush. I wasn't experiencing this in my heart. I really didn't feel it. And so I kept up with this for several years, okay? And it's not a good thing. It's not a good position to be in. I have to admit, it has really, I have experienced a lot of challenges by doing that. Okay, I'll just put it that way, so I won't go on and on this video. That's for another video. But anyway, you don't want to get caught up in that. I'm not saying that you can't find something, because sometimes it takes a couple of tries for us to find something, right? We have to try maybe 1 or 2 opportunities, maybe 3, before we find really what we love. Okay, and that's okay. I'm just saying, don't go from one opportunity to the next, 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 and you keep going with this for months and years and nothing happens. Okay, just don't do that. Find it, feel it. You'll know if it's in your heart and it's written in your heart, and you know it is in your gut feeling that this is what you want to do. That's where you need to follow. Okay, I finally found that, and it took a long time for me to get there, but I have actually found that. And when you do, believe me, it's like falling in love for the first time ever. It's an unbelievable feeling. Okay, let me put it that way. So you want to not get caught up in that. I would say number 6 would be learn from your mistakes. Okay, everybody makes mistakes. We're only human. It's inevitable that we're going to make mistakes. So don't think you're going to get into being an entrepreneur and you're going to follow this beautiful straight road with lollipops and fluffy clouds and all this awesome things, and everything's just perfect. It don't exist that way, guys. You have to learn from your mistakes. You're going to fall down. You're going to hit the ground running. You're going to get scuffed up a little bit. You're going to get scraped up. You're going to get torn up. But you know, the key is you get back up and you learn from your mistakes so you don't repeat the same ones over, and you keep moving forward. Now, some of us have to learn a couple of times. I know I've made a couple of the same mistakes more than once, and in my younger years, you know, I finally realized, just learn from the mistake and don't do it again. I mean, think of a mistake as not a negative thing. Think of it as a growth. Think of it as you're growing closer to hitting your goals. You're growing closer to success. Each time you make a mistake, it's just one step closer to where you need and want to be. Okay, so don't look at mistakes as a bad thing. I mean, look at it as it's my learning experience. Okay, and number 7 is ask for help. And sometimes as entrepreneurs, we think we can do it all. Okay, we think we can build our own websites, we can do this, we can go here, we can do this, we do that. I mean, we have like a list of many things we want to accomplish, right? And we think, I'll get to it, I'll do this, I can do this day I can do this, and you find you get overwhelmed, you get frustrated, you are just really stressed out because you can't do it all, guys. So ask for help. You need to have a team on your hand, you know, for your resources. And I know beginners, it's hard to have. I know when you hear mentors talk, they talk about resource outsourcing, which is giving tasks and different things to other people. And that's great. You definitely want to do that as you start building your business, and as you start bringing in an income. You can bring on those people, pay them to do your website, pay them to do maybe some of your chores that you know, like your grocery shopping, to help you stay in tune with your business. But if you're just starting out, and I admit, you know, I don't have all those resources readily handy. I have some, but I do not have all of them yet. And I am working toward that goal, because, you know, I can't do it all. When you try to keep up with your family and you try to keep up with your business, it'll drive you crazy. You need to have help. Even if you ask for family and friends help, if they are able to and they have the resources, you can utilize that. Go right ahead. My husband and I work this together, and he does all the tech stuff. Because I'm not technical, so he does all the tech stuff on the computer, the websites, the background stuff, the whole 9 yards. Okay, and I do all the content, the video making, and all that. So it's like a two-way street. If I tried to do all of that, and being that I'm not very technical, oh my gosh, it'd probably be a living disaster, let me tell you. But anyway, you want to ask for help, okay? And my last tip is never give up. There are times in everybody's life that they want to just throw in the towel, give up, and say, okay, I can't do this. I'm done. Okay? You never want to do that. And I've come close, guys, several times. And I am being really raw and honest with you. There were times that I really just decided, okay, you know what? I can't do this. I've tried many years. I've failed at it every time. And it's just not working. I'm just ready to, I'm just done. And there are times I really did. I took a break for like 2 months one time. I took a break. In fact, this was about several years ago. I just took a break. And I didn't even really get on Facebook. I didn't do anything. I just took a break. As a matter of fact, I took time and I went through every cabinet of my house. I went through everything. I got all things organized. I created crafts. I did all this stuff to kind of take a break, you know, and I realized, you know, that I can't just give this up. This is my life. This is where I want to be. I want to be an entrepreneur. That's what I kept saying to myself. I know I can do this. And so when you get to that point in your life where you feel like you just want to give it up and you think a 9-to-5 would be better, and you know in your heart that you want to be an entrepreneur and you can't stand the thought of going back to 9-to-5, it literally makes you physically ill. When you get to a point that makes you physically ill just to think about it, but being an entrepreneur, you know you're going to be going through obstacles, but it doesn't matter to you because you're willing, that's when you never give up. So no matter what, if this is your dream, guys, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you can, okay? It's just a learning curve. You've got to go with the flow, go with the bumps in the road, and just keep plowing through and keep staying connected to mentors, connected to people that are in your industry, other leaders that can give you positive reinforcement and encouragement. You want to have those people in your life. And I have several that I have, you know, been with for a while, and one of my big ones is Mark Hoverson, as you probably know. He is one of my big mentors. He's one of my people that if I need encouragement, I go listen to his videos. I go listen to his podcast. And you know what, guys, every time I do, I feel so much better. I feel I can do this. I stay connected with leaders on Facebook, and if I'm feeling that way, I go to them. I don't go to family, and I don't mean to sound negative, okay? I don't go to family and I don't go to friends, because family and friends are great for support in other areas, but sometimes you need that different mindset of somebody who's already successful as an entrepreneur. So connect with those people. Never give up, okay? So this was more from the heart, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. And so I'm going to sign off for now. You have a really wonderful week, and I will talk to you next Friday once again on my Big Tip Friday. Again, this is Donna Irvin signing out. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.